Hello everybody, welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in Frederick, Colorado. My name is Taylor Smith and today we're going to be going over one of our new 2023 Winnebago Revels. Alrighty, I'm actually pretty excited to go over the Revel today just because I had a customer come in last week and they totally customized it to their liking. So I was going to kind of give you guys some hints to kind of take away rattling or to sleep more than two and have more fuel and little things like that, but it made it totally customized to them, and I just totally loved the Revel even more than I already do. But we'll get to it now. Here are the off-road tires. So this is a 4x4. You don't have to worry about, the world is your oyster in this one. And then you have a nice little light bar up here at the very top, and then a light right here for the passenger side. We do have a beautiful LED awning, and I'll open that up for you really quick. Oops. And it does, of course, have the beautiful wind sensor, so on a windy day, it'll come right back in automatically. I just turned the lights on too. It's pretty bright out here right now, so you might not be able to see it, but you see that beautiful LED lights. And now I'll go ahead and bring it in, turn those lights off, and we'll go back over here. So the rear of the van does have a ladder. It does detach up there, so you have to actually slide it down. You don't have to worry about it being too high of a step. It does come down a little bit lower for you, so it's a lot easier. You do have a beautiful backup camera, and you can also see that AC unit up there as well. Sliding back down, we'll just go over our hitch. It is a 5,000-pound towing capacity right here. Take off the connector. And then you have the hookups right here as well for your braking system. Alrighty, we'll open it up. This color also too is the pebble gray. Looks more of like a sandy color, but right now just talking about the windows, one of the first things they did is because they go to Colorado fairly often and they wanted to use this in the winter. So they went and took it to a place where you just take this off and they put wool blankets in there to make it a lot more insulated inside. So I thought that was phenomenal. And then also for the floor, they told me it was lasered in, so it got every nook and cranny on the floor, but it was wool mats too that had Velcro that strapped in and out, so you could just take it out, shake it off if it got dirty and put it back in. But they said that helped a lot with the noise as well, just having all that insulation. There wasn't any like squeaks on like test drives or anything like that, because they can get a little wonky and squeaky, which can drive you crazy. So they said once they put that mat in, they noticed a tremendous difference. And then here is this outside shower, have hot and cold. And then this is also where you would winterize or summerize your unit right here with all the valves. And it does have that owner's manual to let you know how to do it. And then also, trying to think of how I could describe this that would make sense to you guys. So they kind of made it a bunk bed situation here, and it had also a booth. So it went straight in right here and all the way down, and it had the same exact cushions on top, but it had a door right here, so you weren't interfering with any of that storage space. And you had two on either side. And they had a big old table that swung out, so it created a bigger dining room area for them. But then it also had an insert that you put in to kind of make that bunk bed situation a little bit better for toddlers, not as much for adults. But you couldn't even tell it was really aftermarket. It looked very, very well put together. If you want any pictures on that, I did take some pictures, and also pictures of the manufacturer where they got it done. Go ahead and call me and I'll send those pictures on over to you. While we have this open, I'm just gonna jump inside just so I can show you where the lithium ion battery is right here. So during the winter it already has the vents in here, so you don't have to really worry as much about keeping a door open to have that heated in here, because the lithium-ion batteries are very sensitive. They're an amazing battery because they keep more stagnant power throughout the whole coach, but you just got to make sure you are giving them the love when you need. You don't want it to get too hot or too cold. And then this does have a 2,000 watt inverter. Your Xantrax system is right over here. And then you have little buttons to reset for your coach breaker, solar, your battery mode switch, and some switches over here just in case you're having some technical difficulties. They're very accessible. Now I just gotta put this thing back in here. Okay. Whoops. There we go. Safe enough. And then you have a little cubby hole right here. I just put our 30 amp shore power cord right here. You don't have to put it right here, but it's just a nice little cubby for anything you'll need. And then you have the little, I don't really know what you could put here, but you can get creative with it. The cushions too, and then you have stuff you could store up here like jackets or anything like that. And then this, it kind of looks like a safety, like a first aid kit. You could put all of your 911 emergency items right here, so they're very accessible to you. And then you also have lights under here, even though this is the bottom of your bed. And then you have more lights right here too. This one fell off. Perfect. Alrighty, and then while we have this up, I love these windows just because you can open them up and kind of get more circulation in. And then you also have the bug screen or your blackout screen. You probably wouldn't leave your window open if you had the blackout screen on, but I just love being able to open the windows. So you do have one right here. Go ahead and close it. All right. Don't think I missed anything right now. Once I bring the bed down, we can look at that, and then I'll show you the AC unit as well. That wasn't graceful. Okay, going on to the next side over here. Here is that beautiful window right here that we just talked about, and then this is for that 30 amp shore power cord. You just plug in right here. What I love about this, unlike Class A's and stuff, it'll actually show you when you're charging. It'll light up green. So it'll let you know that you have good, secure 30 amps charging. So you're not just plugging in and hoping it is charging. Now on to our little cassette toilet. These are awesome. It's only 5 gallons, but it's super easy to clean. I know you're thinking you don't want to hold this up to your face with all that stuff in there, so that's why they got nice and handy, which you guys are probably very familiar with these, but I love how it is on a nice little rolly, so I don't have to hold it up close and personal to me. I can take it to a porta potty or even a toilet just to dump it out, and then it's a lot easier to clean. You don't have to worry about doing a lot of maintenance. You could do it yourself. And then we do have some lights over here, right here on our nice little W's. Got to represent. And then we have another beautiful window right here that opens up as well, and I'll show you once we get inside. Right here is where it took me forever to find where you would fill this thing up the first time I ever saw one of these. And it's so clever because it just blends right in, and it also, when you close your door, it's nice and locked. But you have your little diesel fill right here. Then we can slide on over to the chairs. You do have some power, but also some are manual. So this will just be forward, back, and up and down. But then other than that, if you want to change your seat to tilt it forward, you'd use this one, and then this one's for the back. Switch places over here. Here's for all your lights. It'll just be harder to see once we get inside, but you have the auto beams and all that good stuff, and then your cruise control light, your powered windows right here, and then you also have a handy dandy little handle to get up in there, just because it is a little lifted. You could put another lift kit on it if you wanted though. Oh, whoops. And don't remember to make sure you close that. Alrighty. Now on to the front. You can see the roof rack up there and the engine compartment. I've went over that before. You guys probably are very well known with Mercedes engines, so it's pretty standard. So we'll just go back in and we'll check out the inside. But I will show you this cool little table before we go inside. Whoops. There we go. Perfect. All right. And then, in case you don't want to cook inside, you could take this true induction 1 burner outside here, just in case you're going to be grilling up some bacon in the morning and you know how messy that gets. You just come out here and it's all perfectly wound up, so I'm just going to show you. But you can plug it in right here and it will reach, so then you don't have as much of a mess inside to clean after you're cooking. So I love that. And then I'll just show you a brief image of the fridge. It is a 12-volt fridge. You have a cute little egg rack on top, but it's perfect size for 2, which it sleeps 2 unless you configure it. And it does have a beautiful lock right here too, so you don't have to worry about if you do stuff it full, it won't be flying open in transit. Alrighty. Before we go on to the kitchen, I'm totally going to break this down because there are some secret compartments back here that you wouldn't really think of, and you have a little bit of storage. So that's pretty hidden. It doesn't lock, but I mean it is really hidden unless someone's very familiar with the Revels. But you have quite a bit of storage back here. You can definitely hide guns or whatnot back there, whatever safety things you like to have. And then you have 2 seat belts. One's a 3-point, and then you just have a lap belt. This does button back here, so you won't be getting really annoyed with it moving around. And then also, oh, I should have kept it over here actually. It has storage underneath too. And that's where I was going to get my little handy dandy counter space from. So under here, we have that secondary counter space that you hook up right here. Just put it in the holes. You got 2. And it does fasten too. So you don't have to worry about bumping into it and then one's going to come out and then whatever you have here is going to be falling with it. So it is really secure, and you have to unsecure it once you put it in. But it definitely opens up that whole counter space, because if you didn't have this and you had that true induction, that kind of takes up most of your counter space, so you can actually prep and put your induction right here and cook at the same time, along with having your sink. Put this back down. But very easy to get to. I love having those little secret hiding places, I like to call them, just because you can store the things that you don't really use all the time in those places, and they're kind of hidden away, but when you need them the most, you know where they are. All right. So for another thing, now that we're going into the cabinets, this you could buy at Lowe's, but it's like one side is sticky and it's kind of like a foam black material, but he put it on the outlining of all of his doors and drawers, because you know, even with the little belts right here, you'll still get a shake kind of going down the road. That annoying, I don't even want to try to make the sound because then you'll just make fun of me. But you could go ahead and put those on all of them, and he says he doesn't even hear any rattling, which is amazing. And then we have one little drawer right here. So this is going to be for our AC and the fan. And then we have a drawer right here. It's not very deep. It would probably be best for some silverware, but I mean the clearance is pretty big as long as it won't fall back and behind. It's a little bulkier or box shaped. And then this one's really deep. It'd probably be really perfect for a little trash can to put in there. And then you have this is your little garbage disposal. All right, make sure it's not latched. So customers always come in here and they think they're going to rip it off the hinges, but that's just because the magnets are really strong, which makes it nice also with the shaking going down the road. And then another thing is too, if you already know that you're not going to be using your shower and toilet all the time, because some campgrounds already have that and you feel comfortable using it, you could use this as a full wardrobe instead. It's nice bamboo shelves. And then you have the little shower head right here too that is plastic, but it does have a hot and cold. And then you have a towel rack right there. All right, we can't forget the fan right here. Some more ventilation. And then some more storage up here. And then I'll go ahead and show you, because I said I was going to, this other window. Sorry, the paper's in the way, but if you are interested, this unit's MSRP is $216. Just flip it up so you can see how big and beautiful the window is. I don't know, there's just something about having the screen in the way sometimes. You just want to really feel the ruggedness of the van. It's nice. Whoops. I'm gonna have to get that later. We'll move on. But we do have another little hidden storage area right here too. Sorry. There we go. Oh, I didn't want to hit the camera. Getting all close and personal. It's okay. But right here it'd be perfect for shoes or something to kind of keep them out of the way so you're not tripping over those. That's very annoying. I hate tripping over shoes. All right. And then we have up here, this big old thing is actually a beautiful insulated front sunshade, but it's really thick, so it helps for cooling and also heating. And then you also have one, it's just gonna be that front windshield though. And then these chairs do turn around to kind of open up that living area. And I'll go ahead and, I have the keys in my pocket. I'll put this bed down. We already kind of saw the garage area, so you know how big that is. Oops. So you just put your key in, turn it on, and now we're gonna go down. Sorry, I'm probably in the way so you can see it. So with this too, with that setup I was telling you with the twin bed, they don't put their bed all the way down, and that's okay. It doesn't have any weight restraints. You don't have to have it all the way down. It won't just flop automatically in the middle of the night. You don't have to be worried about that. So they kind of keep it a little higher, and they just have a little step, and then they sleep up here, and then they have their 2 grandchildren that sleep down here. But I'm telling you, it's odd. It was amazing. Oh yeah. Perfect. Ooh. Yeah. So that isn't all the way down. I'll go ahead and put it all the way down for you right now just so you can see what it looks like all the way down. But I love having that option that you can kind of do with it as you please. You don't have to have it all the way down to be sitting on it. And then that AC unit above is a 12-volt AC. Of course, it will drain your batteries fairly fast if you're running it all day, so I don't really recommend that, but you can have it on for a few hours a day, and then as long as you're firing up that chassis, or you have a little generator if you want to be running it all day, or if you're plugged in. But now, we'll leave it down. We'll briefly go over all these electronics over here. You guys are probably mainly familiar with this. So this is our battery disconnect right here. We have all of our little light switches. This is the heating. Whoops. No, we don't want that on right now. Your water pump right here, so everything's off, and we did start winterizing, so this unit is winterized. We have our inverter right here, and then our solar panel. So right now our charge is at a 13.5 volts. That's a pretty healthy charge. And then now trying to think if I forgot anything. You could get to, if you're trying to think of a toilet paper, well, sorry, I said it again, toilet paper. I meant paper towels. I did that in my last video. Anyways, paper towel holder. There's a magnet one on Amazon, and you could hook it up right here, and or anywhere else, because this is magnet too. So you can hook it up here, or even right under here, and you'll have a paper towel holder that kind of is out of the way and not rolling around. All right, now I'll go up to the front. And then these chairs both do swivel. They're nice leather, and let me turn it on here. Whoops. Perfect. Fire up. So automatically, right when I turn it on, I get that 360 view, and right now our backup camera because we have those doors open. But I love having that 360 view, especially if I'm backing in somewhere or I'm kind of trying to make it back into 2 units, I know what my clearance is, and I can kind of eyeball it better than having to look back and forth at my mirrors right here. Just makes me feel more comfortable driving. So we have our ACs right here. So we have 4 just up front, and then 2 more up here, actually on the dash with some cup holders. And then we have some cubby spaces right here. So if you're going on a long trip and you want to put some snacks in here, it'll be easy to grab and eat while you're going down the road. And then right here, it just shows an overview too of the Revel itself, and it's showing red right now because I have the doors open, all 3 of them right now. So that's a very good safety feature to have too, and it's already showing how it has our blind spot ready to go. And then we also have that lane control right there. But sliding back over here, we have our hazard lights, and then we got our AC for our feet to defrost and our feet here, and then the max, and that's just circulation, and our rear windows as well. This is just the audio. You can go home. I have the Sirius XM, all that good stuff there. And then you have a little bit of storage right here, and then your airbag, and you have another compartment over there for some storage and some snacks. But other than that, I always leave my clipboard somewhere. I apologize, but we are on. Thank you. That is it for our 2023 Revel. If you guys are really interested in seeing those pictures of those conversions, I have a bunch. I also forgot to add that they added on a second tank, which they put a little switch right here, and you still fill from the same valve, but then it pumps it over into your second tank, so it doubled their fuel capacity, which was pretty awesome to see. And they added more shocks and stuff like that to make it a little sturdier and better of a ride. But a lot of good stuff that I learned from them. Go ahead and give me a call at 970-388-7937. Thanks guys, have a good day.